They say when it rains, it pours. And they say bad things usually happen in threes. Liverpool lost against Crystal Palace, lost against Galatasaray. But probably the most devastating news out of all three bits of bad news is the third piece of bad news, and that is Alisson Becker is going to be out for a possible 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. Not good at the moment. So sit back, relax. We're going to have a quick chat about this emergency meeting, if you will.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-Ish.
See, now you're tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC till the end, so go on, tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kopish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Catch up in all the fast match up in real rap. And Drifty go on, tell them this is that. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool to the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kop-Ish. This is Kop-Ish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kop-Ish.
Big up, everyone. Hope you're all well. As the title shows, as the thumbnail shows, Alisson Becker has been ruled out for a possible 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. The injury was sustained in the 1-0 defeat to Galatasaray on Tuesday night. How did the injury happen? The injury happened from a mistake from Konate. The attacker from Galatasaray ran in, tried to score. Alisson saved it, immediately put his hand up and signaled to the bench that he needed treatment. Treatment came on and he was substituted straight away. At first, when it first happened, I thought something had happened to his arm because of the way he was sort of sitting. But then obviously news started break. Arne Slot after the game said that he definitely won't be available for the Chelsea game, and the way he came off the pitch, he didn't look good. Now our worst fears have been confirmed and is 6 weeks out. And this comes off the back of losing Leone through injury in the Southampton game a week earlier for 9 months to a year with an ACL injury. This is starting to get a little scary. Picking up injuries like this is starting to get a little scary, especially if it happened in back-to-back weeks as well. Now, obviously, whenever injuries happen, it's never a good thing. However, when you look at Alisson's injury record, and I'll share the screen with you guys, this may actually be more of a concern because of the injuries he's had recently. And straight away, guys, you'll be able to see them on transfermarkt.com. Obviously, the latest injury hasn't been put up on the website yet. But last season, he missed 3 games through concussion. Not his fault. That can happen. Plus, obviously, you've got to be very careful with head injuries. However, 24-25 season, the first injury he sustained that season, or last season, should I say, was a thigh problem, muscular. Missed 2 games. Then he missed 10 games with a hamstring injury. Then he missed a further 16 with a hamstring injury. Before last season, the season before, he missed 15 games with a hamstring injury. 23-24, muscular problems, missed 3 games. Hip injury, 2021. Shoulder injury. Hip injury, calf injury, muscular problem before he signed for Liverpool. It is a bit of a concern, guys. Like, it is a bit of a concern, and it makes the signing of Mamardashvili even more important, and you understand why the club have done it, because he picks up so many injuries. And look, I'm probably the worst person to speak about Alisson Becker because maybe I'm biased because he's my favourite player at Liverpool. And I do think he's the best goalkeeper in the world, and I think he's shown that so far this season, because without Alisson, we wouldn't have won half the games we've won. But what I will say is these injuries and the fact that he picks up these injuries during the season is a concern. And with him getting older as well, it's even more of a concern, especially when we're making him do way more work than he should be as well, guys. But then beyond just his injury record and the concerns there, what impact is this going to have on the team? Now, straight away, I'll sit here and tell you I have trust in Mamardashvili. I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper. But he's not Alisson Becker. And that's not his fault. Alisson's just the best in the world. There can only be one best in the world. So the first thing I'm going to look at is distribution. Mamardashvili's passing is not as crisp as Alisson's, and Alisson has his moments from passing as well. But Mamardashvili can be a little bit sluggish on the ball and can make mistakes. Throwing distribution from Mamardashvili is fine, just like it is with Alisson. But with the way we're playing, especially with how Slot seems to want us to play with building out from the back, Alisson's very key to that. Mamardashvili isn't as good on the ball. Not just that. We're in a period at the moment where even though we won our first 5 games in the league and I think we had won our first 7 games in total, or first 8 games in total, one of the two, we weren't playing great. And when you're not playing great, you need your experienced players to really take control of situations, and Alisson's done that. Mamardashvili is experienced, but not half as experienced as Alisson, not in these big moments. And we'll speak about some of these potential big moments that could be coming up soon. And leadership. Alisson is definitely one of the leaders in that dressing room and definitely one of the leaders on that pitch. He leads through example. He leads through his communication as well. We're losing a massive player here, guys. You could arguably say he's been our most important player this season. We were losing him for 6 weeks, and we're losing him at a time where the team's not playing well. Like, I'm worried about this one, guys. I like to think of myself as reasonably positive. I don't think I go overboard with positivity. I don't think I play it down. I think I try and be as reasonable as possible. Some of you might disagree, which is fair enough. But this one I'm worried about. I'm going to read through a list of games that Alisson Becker's going to be missing through injury unless he comes back early. He misses the Chelsea game, Man United game, Frankfurt, Brentford, Palace, Villa, and the 2 big ones at the end of this cycle, Real Madrid in the Champions League and Man City away from home in the Prem. We are missing Alisson for some of the most defining games potential of our season at a time where we really, really need him. Now, again, there's not much we could have done. I mean, the injury could have been avoided, obviously, but I'm not going to crash out on him for making a mistake. Like, we've seen players make mistakes for years now in life, and rarely does someone get injured as a result of the mistake. It happened. It just happens. But on the flip side, we're now going to see what this defense is made of. Not just that. Alisson's 33 years old. Virgil's 34. Salah's 32 or 33. We can't rely on these players to bail us out forever. We cannot rely on these players to be world-class forever. We can't rely on these players to be Mr. Liverpool forever. Now, I'm not saying I wanted it through these circumstances, but if Mamardashvili is the player that we think he can become, then he's got to show signs of it now. We have to show signs of it now. We have to show to not just ourselves. No, in fact, we have to show to ourselves that we can survive without Alisson in the team. And we did it last season. Let's not act like we didn't, guys. I read it out. His injury record last season, he missed a total of 26 games. 26 games for club and country with a hamstring injury. And we were fine, guys. We still won the league. Now, I'm not saying Mamardashvili is better than Kelleher, but even if he's not better than Kelleher, there's not much of a difference between them. Now, granted, we as a team are playing better than when that happened. But for me, there's no excuses why we should have a huge drop-off. And if we have a huge drop-off, in my opinion, it means one of two things. Mamardashvili is making mistakes, or Liverpool are defending poorly and giving Mamardashvili too much to do. Therefore, we're conceding goals because the goals that Alisson might have saved us from conceding, Mamardashvili is unable to. We need to kick into gear. We need to kick into gear quick. We have to. I think I saw Football with Ends in the chat. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're all well. Big up the family as well. Guys, little plug. Myself and Football with Ends do content on his channel, Also, we do a weekly members video on this channel as well. So this week's members video is already out, and we spoke about how we could fix Liverpool's issues. Ends, if you watch his channel, which you guys should be subscribed to his channel, will know Ends has a very good eye for the game, and also is very tactically astute with some of his suggestions. Some of you might agree, some of you might disagree, but what I would say, if you're a member of Kopish, definitely check out this video after this video, and make sure you guys subscribe to Ends' channel as well. Look, guys, Mamardashvili is tall. He's very good at shot stopping, decent distribution, very good on penalties from what I hear as well, and from what I've seen a few times I've seen him face penalties. He's commanding in the air. We just need to see if he can be vocal and really kick this defense into shape. But Arne Slot's got to do something to protect him as well. He's got to make our defense harder to break down. He's got to make our defense more structured. He's got to also make our defense more stable as well. Now, if that means you're just playing the same defenders for a little bit to get a bit of rhythm, then do so. But whatever we do, we now have to find a way of making ourselves defensively difficult to break down again, so that Alisson, when he comes back, and Mamardashvili, while he's in goal now, isn't having to make world-class saves every 10 minutes. That is not sustainable. And yeah, we need to see what's going on, man. We need to see what's going on. This one's hit me for 6. I'm not gonna lie. This injury news from Alisson Becker is definitely a difficult one to deal with. But we've been here before. Unfortunately, we have. Alisson's picked up his fair share of injuries since he's been at Liverpool. Still think he's the best in the world, but we have to find a way of protecting him. If that means when he comes back, he rotates a bit more with Mamardashvili, then so be it. So be it, man. But yeah, people, look, wasn't going to be a long one. Just a quick update to let you know what's going on. Going to see who's live at the moment so we can redirect to them. So spare me a sec. Let me see who's live. Let's see who's live. Let's see who's live. Who's live? Carefree. Head over there. And yeah, let me know in your thoughts in the comment section. Can we survive that Alisson, or are we doomed for a bad situation at the moment? Let me know, guys, in the comments. Big up to each and every one of you who've watched and listened. We'll see you again. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish. You're out, people. Take care.